Hello, good evening. Welcome back to West Ham Network. It's a good morning to my partner in crime on my left, Cieran. How are you, mate?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Lovely warm morning here in Australia. Yeah,
Yeah, beautiful.
we're hitting about 26 degrees today, but not over hot, so it's lovely. Really good.
Nice. And
Better than what
also,
you two are doing. You two must be freezing. I don't care. It's
oh,
lovely.
it's snowing here, son.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and obviously on the far left there, our esteemed guest, who I'm actually going to put into the middle. There we go.
Yeah.
Sebastien Schemmel, Hammer of the Year, 2001, 2002. No, wrong.
Yes, right.
Yeah, no, that's right.
No, he's right. Seb knows.
He's right.
Seb
Yeah,
knows.
yeah. All right,
Nice
I'll
to
just
meet
have to
you.
check then. How are you, sir?
Very good. Very, very good. It's very cold here.
Yeah,
Oh,
same
good.
here, mate.
Lovely.
Same here. It's snowing. The dog don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. It's terrible. I want to just say from the outset, thank you for joining us this evening, Seb. I know you have a
Pleasure.
busy schedule and that. I hope your restaurant is doing well.
Yeah, everything is okay. So we're waiting after you now.
Excellent. Excellent. And just for the sake of the people in the chat, let us know what your restaurant is called and where it is.
The name
Yeah,
is like Upton Park. You know that.
I
Of
do.
course.
But not everybody knows that, Seb.
Exactly. This is very
I do,
expensive.
because Seb, when I read that a while back, and that you got this restaurant called Upton Park, I was so delighted that you didn't call it the Bolin. Because back in
Yeah.
them days, geezer, we never called it the Bolin. We always called it Upton Park.
Yeah, I know.
And we're delighted. Well done.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
excellent stuff. We will get into the chat briefly and then we'll have a proper conversation. Mark, thank you for joining us, mate. Yeah, good to see you guys in the chat as well. Charles, thank you. Part of a good mate of Brady's old man. We'll get onto the Potter stuff in a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll try and avoid that sort of stuff. Good evening, usual. Thank you. Best West Ham channel, bar none. Thank you, sir. Very kind of you to say so.
Yeah.
Who else have we got in the chat? Brendan, thank you for joining us, mate. He says that I'm starting the Potter fan club. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Randy's in the chat. We'll come back to your comment in a bit. Oh, all right, everyone. Hope you're all well. Happy New Year, Budgie Cieran. Hope you both had a great Christmas, guys. Indeed.
All good, Randy.
And also, before I carry on with that, let me whack this on the bottom now. Yes, thank you, Randy. Thank you for joining us. Howard's in that. Oh, there he is. Look, Howard's in the house. Thank you for joining us, Howard. Oh, who else is in? Damien, good evening. He says, you're looking well, Seb.
Thank you.
And Phil, I love the old players giving back time like this. So do we all, mate. And we really, really do appreciate it. And he's saying hi to you as well. Mark Watson, Stuart Burt, Serif, thank you for joining us, buddy. Ian, thank you for joining us. Kimmy, good evening, sweetheart. Thank you for joining us. And she's saying hi, Cieran, and hello to you, Sebastien, and Peter Chapman in the house as well. Right, so let's quickly hide that and let's see if we've got any questions. Well, first of all, Cieran, any questions do you want to ask Seb or anything you want to talk to Seb about?
No, I suppose one thing said, no, we know you won Hammer of the Year, right? That 2001,
Yeah.
2002, man. That is some achievement. You know, what year? Two seasons at West Ham to win that award. And the players that you were playing with, you're talking about Carrick and Cole, the Canio, Canuti, and others. Loads of
Sinclair, Jermaine Defoe, Repka.
Yeah.
Jermaine Defoe. How good was that? Your season was, was fantastic, and you became a bit of a West Ham legend from it because we do love a right back and a left back,
Hmm.
and I was a right back all my playing days. Wouldn't say career, playing days, right? So I'm a big fan of any right back that does well. But well done. How good was that for you?
Thank you very much. It was very, very easy to play with this player, to be honest. I think everybody deserves to have a trophy, Player of the Year this year, because
You know, yeah.
we play so well and we play. It was very, very easy to play with this player. So everybody deserves this trophy, to be honest, not just me.
Yeah, but you beat Joe Cole to it, didn't you? Even better.
I I know that I spoke with him last month, and we speaking about this, and I'm very proud of this trophy. To be honest, I
Mm.
know that 20 years after, what this trophy represents for you, for the fan, and I doesn't know that when I received the trophy. For me, it was just a simple trophy, no more. But now I know what this trophy represents for the fan, and I'm so proud about this. To be honest.
Yeah, because
And
they brought you back to the stadium, didn't they, 2 years ago
yeah,
to
Yeah,
do that with your
and
family?
and that's
Nice.
yeah,
that
with my
picture
with
there.
my daughter. Everybody in my family love West Ham. Is everybody love West Ham? We watch every
Wow.
game. We come on a stadium maybe 5 or 10 times a year. So West Ham is my
Oh, great
family. To
stuff.
be honest.
Great. One other question, because when I moved to Australia and started playing football here, you know, and I don't think people realise what it's like coming from a foreign country to another country to play. And then you realise, especially here in Australia, for me, the differences was, oh my God, at half time, it was so hot out there, I nearly died. The pitches are rock hard, the ball bounce is higher. But for you, coming from France to England, not your native language and a completely different country and completely different teammates, how tough was that transition? I don't think enough people make enough about that, what it's like for a foreign player to come to the English Premier League and to adjust. Was that easy for you, or was it a bit
Yeah,
tough?
to be honest, it was not very easy. I have a big chance to play for West Ham because it's a family club. So for me, it was more easy. But when I signed for West Ham, we have 8 French players. So it was very easy for me to start with 8 French players. But when you play with Paolo Di Canio, Joe Paul, Michael Carrick, everybody was so nice with me. So it was very easy. Not very, just the language at the beginning was very difficult. But when you are after 1 week train, I play my first game to Manchester United when we won 1-0. I think you remember, Anneke. So um, after that, when you win and everybody is very nice with you, everything is more easy. And,
Mm.
for me,
I
it was
found that playing here, the team itself are really good lads, and that made me help me play and enjoy it and whatever. It
exactly.
made a massive difference.
Exactly. Everybody was so nice with me, to be honest. It's for
That's
that we
great.
play so well because we was friends. We were everything was like my family in France, so everything was so easy.
It's so good. No, it's so good, and the fans took to you straight away. This is, and ended up voting for you for how many years. That tells you what an impression you made.
I I I
You should
know
be
I
very
know
proud.
that now. I know what that represent for everybody now, and it's for that I'm so proud
You
to
should
uh,
be,
to
yeah.
to, to speak with
As
the
we are
fan.
proud of you.
I
Thank you.
Me, I want to say thank you to the fan because they vote for me, and it was a dream for me to receive this trophy. To be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant, mate.
brilliant,
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Well done.
I've got a little question for you, Seb. In 1999, when you were playing for Mets, you played against West Ham in the Intertoto final,
Yeah.
and that's when Glenn Roeder identified you as outstanding.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
so I'm actually not surprised you won Hammer of the Year. However, it was unusual for a player just coming into the game or into the club to win it in such a manner, and it was, quite an astounding win by all accounts. I mean, it wasn't a close call. apparently you won it hands down.
It's good. Yeah, I remember this game. It was what after the game I said to everybody, every player to Metz, I won't play not for West Ham. I won't play for these fans because the fans to this at this moment when he coming to France for the game, it was unbelievable. the the fan of West Ham wins again, wins again before the game and after the game. And I said, everybody, I won't play for them. For me, it will be a big honor to play for this fan. And 1.5 years after, I signed for West Ham. It was a dream, to be honest.
So it was something you had on target. Yeah, I mean, you were targeting perhaps if you got a chance to come to England, that West Ham would be the team of choice. Would that be fair to say?
Sorry?
After that game, as you said, you felt that you wanted to play for those fans. So would it be fair to say that if any other team had come in for you at the same time West Ham did, that you would have chosen West Ham
Yeah,
over any
yeah.
other club?
100%. I chose West Ham. I won't just play for West Ham in England. Even when I play for West Ham, I receive two propositions: one Man U and one Liverpool. And I said, never. I won't leave West Ham. I won't stay to West Ham for the rest of my life. And West Ham was my first, just only choice in my heart, in my head.
And obviously we've got questions from guys in the chat, so I'm gonna do one or two of them now, which you've already answered. This one: is it true you have a restaurant named Upton Park?
Yes.
Absolutely true. And am I right in believing that it's in Luxembourg?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Usual says, seeing as you're self-employed, do you also cook the books? That's not a question I was looking for, but I bloody starred it. I starred it like some fool. Brendan would like to know, pie and mash, is that on the menu for you?
I got that.
So I don't understand.
Well, it's the traditional East End dish, pie and mash, jelly beer.
Last 2 months ago, I ate. It's not so bad. It's good, to be honest.
Okay.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Excellent. I like that. Howard says, Seb, what game do you feel was your best performance in a West Ham shirt?
I think it's the first game when we won to Man U 1-0 on a cup. For me, it's the best performance. Not just me, just every West Ham player. We played with 9,000 fans.
Yeah.
To Manchester. So for me, it's the best performance for West Ham. My first game.
Excellent.
And it's always good beating them, Seb. Always good beating.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But your debut was actually like while you were on loan.
Yes.
Your debut was actually against Charlton Athletic. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. 0-0. No, 1-1. Paolo Di Canio score. I remember. Yeah, Paolo score. I remember every game.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. And yeah, I mean, like you played what 63 games for West Ham over your period with us, scoring a goal for a defender.
Yeah. Seb, what happened there? You only got one goal, Seb. What's going on?
Yeah.
Against Derby, yes?
Yeah, exactly.
Derby
26
County.
December. I remember.
Brilliant. Who gave you the assist, or did you? I don't remember the goal myself, unfortunately. But how did that come about? Was that like a bit of team play, or was it a Seb run down the wing?
I don't.
You can't remember. No.
Okay. When I score, I run everywhere. I won't jump with the fan. I won't jump to my father. I won't jump with the manager. For me, to score is not normal. If I score, is not normal for the English football.
I can say that too,
I
sir.
won
Yeah.
everybody, everywhere. Everybody was so happy for me.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
remember.
I can
Everybody,
imagine. I mean,
even Joe Cole want to catch me on the floor. So
brilliant. You scored 4 goals in your career, am I right?
yeah,
Yeah. So a quarter of your goals came at West Ham. You could put it that way, which is another way of looking at it. You know.
Well,
Uh,
Seb,
um,
in today's game, you've got one more goal than Vladimir Sufal.
exactly.
yeah. Brendan would like to know: do you have your Hammer of the Year trophy?
Yeah, yeah. I give trophy to my daughter because she loves West Ham, and it was.
Ah, lovely.
She asked me, "Can I have this trophy?" Because I know it's very important for me, but for my daughter, I give everything. So it's
Of
with
course,
my
Nice.
we
daughter.
all do for our children, don't we? You
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
So that's brilliant. Usual would like to know. Hang on, I didn't click it. There it is. Who was your best friend at West Ham?
Joe Cole.
Joe Cole. Easy,
Joe
quick.
Cole
Joe,
was my best friend, and
Shooting
he
from the
went to
hip.
Chelsea though, Seb. What happened? He went to Chelsea.
Yeah, but
yeah,
Seb had already gone to Portsmouth by that time.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you still keep in touch with Joe?
Yeah, yeah. I spoke with him 2 months ago, and he's a very nice guy. He's
Yeah.
he's my best friend in English football.
Excellent. And I don't know if you've actually managed to catch it, but on this channel on West Ham Network, Russ did a full interview with him and a
Yeah,
two-parter, and
yeah.
that's a really interesting watch. And yeah, I think he mentions you a number of times during that interview. Actually, if I'm
Mm,
honest, you know, it's yeah, I understand that it was a very close friendship, you know, and
yeah.
yeah, I actually already knew the answer to it, but
did
because
it, Seb?
because
Did everyone recognise how gifted Joe Cole was at the time, and being so young?
Yeah, Joe Cole, when he started to play with us, he was so young but so old in this age. To be honest, he knows
Right.
what he wants. He knows. I'm sure he knows he was the best player at this moment in England. He knows that, but he's still in the changing room a very nice lad, a very nice person. Every time, even when we lose again, he came and said, to next game. He have maybe 19 years old, but in this body, but in this head, he looked like Paolo Di Canio. He was, for me, he was the
Yeah.
second captain of West Ham because he have every time the right word for us. And he's not Joe Cole is not just a fantastic player; it's a fantastic person too. To be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, yeah, that comes across very well with him. I think. I mean, you're
Mhm.
right. He's a nice guy.
Mark would like to know where in France do you live? Well, you originate from Metz, I know that.
For Metz, I just near to Metz.
Okay, okay. And obviously Luxembourg isn't far
Yeah, it's not
from
so
where you
far.
are
It's not
either.
so far.
Okay. Phil would like to know who's the best player you ever played with, and
I,
also who have you played against? The best player you've ever played
uh,
against?
uh, everybody knows Paolo Di Canio for me is the best player in the world, and against Ryan Giggs from Manu.
Oh,
But Paolo Di Canio is the
Good
best
shout.
player in the world.
Yeah.
was Giggsy up against you when you beat them 1-0? Seb?
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Well, there's a feather in the crown there straight away, isn't there? My
Yeah.
God. Because he was
Brilliant.
an unbelievable left winger, wasn't he? Unbelievable.
yeah. The best in the world at this moment.
He was fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Just quick say hello to Ted the Hammer. Colin, good evening. Nice to see you, Sebastien, mate. Looking well, he says.
Thank you.
Stuart, who's your favourite player? Oh, well, we've already gone with that. Damien would like to know. Oh no, he said your level showed right away. He was a kid at the time, a young child, and he remembers him looking good. Remembers you looking good when you arrived at the club.
Thank you.
So
You had longer hair there, Seb, didn't
Yeah,
you?
long hair, very long hair.
yeah, yeah, very similar to the picture on that thumbnail that I used. In fact, that was from that. Let me pop that up. Look, this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
I look
Handsome
so
man.
young.
Handsome man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, okay, Brendan, thank you for reminding me. If you're enjoying watching and listening to us ramble on, please hit the like button. Serif wants to know if your restaurant's in England or France. Well, it's actually in Luxembourg,
Yeah.
as we've discussed already. Dennis wants to know if you can talk us through the Derby goal. I tried that one, Dennis. Didn't work. He remembers scoring, but he don't remember exactly how it came about. But the memory of that. I mean, look. Did you have like, was it like back to work the next day, or was it like people talking to you at the training ground about the goal and this?
Yeah. Of course, everybody talking about this because it was a miracle.
Maybe it contributed towards people voting for you for Hammer of the Year.
Yeah.
Good evening to you, James. Ian has a question. I haven't pre-read any of these questions, so excuse me. What was your favourite West Ham team, mate? Well, we've discussed that. That was Joe Cole. How mad was Paolo Di Canio to play with? He said
Yeah.
he loves the name of your restaurant, by the way. You're a
Thank
proper
you.
hammer, and thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, how mad was Paolo to play with? I mean, we know that, we've seen a few of his, let's say, less shiny moments on the pitch. But in training, Seb, I mean, was he at it all the time, or was he lazy in training? I don't
No,
know.
every time it was very hard because everybody won't play the game of the Saturday, so everybody gives 200% in training ground. It was very interesting every training, and for Paolo Di Canio is I don't know if everybody know him, but on a pitch he looked very mad. He looked very. It's a genius, to be honest, on the pitch. But outside the pitch, he's a very nice guy. Everybody love him. Me, I love Paolo, like my brother, like my family, because he did a lot of things for me. He spoke for me with the chairman. He tried to give the best every time. He loved West Ham fans. He loved West Ham. So
Yeah.
it was very important and very easy to play with Paulo. Paulo is very nice guy. It's a genius for West Ham, I think. Me, I love him. And he knows that.
Yeah.
I tell him maybe 10, 20 times, Paulo, I love you. I'm not a woman, but I love you.
I think there's probably about 52,000 people every other week in the London
For
Stadium that would
sure.
say exactly the same thing to him.
He deserves that because, to be honest, he loves West Ham.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
he is like yourself. He is a West Ham fan,
Of
regardless of
course.
whether he supports his local club or anything. He is a West Ham fan, and like yourself, you know, West Ham fans that are like myself and Kieran, born and bred around the stadium, etc. We love that, and especially the fact that you guys are foreigners, that you're from
Mm,
another land, and you've come here and you've
Yeah.
fitted straight into the East End way of life. You've endeared yourself to thousands of adoring fans, and even today you put your time towards us guys. I mean, I've
because I
seen
love you.
Well, thank you, and we love you back just as much.
With that goes on, well, I'd say so, but you know what I mean. We'd love the likes of Joe Cole coming through, you know, the youth system and getting into it. They're one of ours, but we like it just as much when a guy like an Italian like Paolo Di Canio or a Frenchman like Sebastien Schemmel becomes iconic. And for them, I think it's harder for you to come over, fit in, and become that. I think it's more of an achievement, you know, because we accept our young players straight away. And for you to be the iconic player you became, right back for that season and get hammered here, I think is exceptional. And for Paolo Di Canio, who just embraced, like yourself, West Ham and the fans and loves it. I just find that remarkable. And, you know, it's a pleasure to actually even talk to you. It really is.
Yeah. And, you know, similarly to you, Seb, I mean, you've honoured your time at West Ham by naming your restaurant after the ground. Whereas Paolo, he does it in his style. I mean, that suit that he's had made, the light blue one with the claret touches in it, absolute quality. So I think it's pinstriped or something, isn't it? But you know, he had that made especially for his visit to I believe it was the London Stadium actually. But you know, he releases videos on TikTok and stuff, you know, of him playing Keepy Up. He's singing Bubbles, you know. It's an amazing bit of footage, and if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
So I think, for me, I think everybody has a first fan of West Ham. Every player who play for West Ham, it's strange, but when we play for West Ham just 1 minute, you are a West Ham supporter for the rest of your life. This is true. It's real true. Me, I love just West Ham. Not my first club when I play in France, not the last one when I played. I doesn't like to watch Tottenham. I doesn't like to watch another team. Every Sunday we watch West Ham. We are disappointed when he lose. We are happy when he win. Today change the manager, but we know that. So because we are the fan of West Ham. We have not the old player. All the army of the years, we are not the real fan of West Ham.
Yeah.
Comment here from West Ham Massive. This is Gatesy. I believe you might know about him. Bonsoir, Seb. Oh, I can't. I'm going to let you read that because I can't. I'm useless with languages. Well, that's very nice. Very nice of you to say, Gatesy.
The best Indians in England, West Ham for sure, 100%.
We have had you know, a lot of players that we have that have endeared themselves to the West Ham fans. You know, the West Ham Massive, if you like. That's what we like to call ourselves. You know, many players from around the world. You know, and it still happens today. I mean, you know, it's quite obvious.
I mean, we recently had one of it that's up to me. Is up there with you, Seb, and the county. I was Paolo Fornals. Unfortunately, Pablo Fornals. Unfortunately, he's left, but he got West Ham. He embraced himself, or embraced the culture of West Ham and the fans, and he was much loved like yourself and Paolo.
Yeah,
it's a great thing to see.
We actually used to nickname him the Spanish Cockney because he got it so much, like yourself, like Paolo, you know, and like, you know, we just love those kinds of players. If you were to have a look at sort of today's squad, who would you sort of like earmark as possibly a West Ham future legend?
Now?
Yeah.
Bowen.
Yeah, I think that's
Howard Bowen, for sure.
Yeah,
I love him. I love him.
A, it's the obvious choice, and B, you can see it already in him that he loves this club.
Yes.
He loves everything about it. You know, he He does what he can, what he's allowed to do for the fans,
Excuse me for a
etc.
second.
You know, he'll appear on, certain, shows like on Sky or whatever, because he knows that us as fans, we want to see him. We want to see him having a bit of fun, seeing if he can get top bins or whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah,
And, and the fact that he's, captain of the club now, I think that
yeah,
the fact that he accepted the captaincy, because I think it's an honour, but it's also an optional choice. I think
I know.
so for him to accept the captaincy shows that his heart is in the club.
Yeah, for sure, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
May I love him. He deserves to be captain because last year he was so brilliant. So I think with the new manager, he will play much better this year for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we're hoping for that. That's for sure.
Howard
Because we've
asked
had a
you.
bad start to the season, Seb, haven't we? For
Yeah,
but it's been average, and
Mhm.
this sacking was always going to happen, I think, and
Who is the new
hopefully
manager now? Nobody knows.
Potter.
well, yeah, it's going to be Graham Potter. We sort of like
Yeah, for sure.
we know it for sure. He's been at the stadium. He's done all the photographs, signing the contract, etc.
You
Yeah,
think it's good
I just
choice?
But
they
but
just need to announce it. That's all.
yeah, that's an 8 a.m. announcement, I reckon. 8 9 a.m. announcement.
Okay.
Howard would like to know: does your restaurant show the live games?
Not, no. Because in Luxembourg, it's a French country. They doesn't like football, but maybe soon. I hope so. I hope so.
Um, Colin asked, do you feel excites you in the current team? Okay, we know Jared Bowen. Is there
Yeah.
anyone else? Is there anyone else that excites you that,
Um,
that you like to watch?
I love Susek. I love him because he play with his heart. He play 100% every time, even if he doesn't play
Yeah,
well. He gives his heart for West Ham. I love him, to be honest.
yeah, I'm a big fan too, Seb. Mate,
Yeah,
I hate when it gets criticism because
Yeah,
the effort, as you say, is always 100%.
yeah,
As Sufal is,
yes, of course.
I don't think Sufal is the best right back in the world,
mm.
but my God, you can't question his commitment to it,
Yeah, he
as you
love
can't
West
with
Ham
Solskjaer.
too. Yeah, I
You know,
love him too. Too.
Yeah,
I don't understand why he doesn't play this year, but one Bissaka is brilliant this year.
it's
So
decent. Yeah,
yeah. I
mm.
think actually, to be fair, I think Wan-Bissaka is the best signing we've made in the last
Oh
5 years.
yes, for sure.
I
Yeah,
mean, we've signed Mohamed Kudus and players like Lucas Paqueta and etc. But I
we have a
think
fantastic team
Wan-Bissaka,
on the paper. We have maybe one of the best team
yeah,
in the championship.
I think pound for pound, what I mean is value for money. I think Wan-Bissaka is right up there with what's his name? Gosh, the centre back that went to Wolves. Oh God, what's his name? Dawson,
Kill
Craig
my
Dawson. Craig Dawson. No, Craig
Dawson.
Dawson.
as
He
a
went the other
fine,
way. Yeah, he.
it's worth it.
We paid like 3 or 5 million for him, and the
Mm,
value we got out of him, we called him Ballon Dawson. We had like songs about him, and yeah,
mm,
it was great and value for money. For me, he was one of the best signings we've made. And
mm.
now I think for 15 million, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is right
I
up there
don't know.
with that.
I think Mr. Schemmel here for what 700 something thousand was a better signing.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
cheapest right back and the best right back we've had for a long time.
Thank you.
765, I believe it was,
Yeah, that
according to
was
Wikipedia.
good business. Good business.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So, so Glenn Roeder, he scouted you, and then he made your deal permanent.
Mhm.
What made you, if you don't mind me asking, of course you don't have to answer, but what what motivated you to leave Glenn Roeder to go and play for Harry at Portsmouth, or
Uh,
or were,
it,
or were
it,
you pushed out the door. I mean, I don't really know.
To be honest, me, I doesn't want to leave West Ham because I said West Ham is my club, is my family. But after we go down, the chairman and not Glenn Water, the chairman says we have need to sell every player who can give the money for the club. I doesn't want to leave West Ham, and Harry Redknapp. And to be honest, I'm not fan of Harry Redknapp, but he said West Ham doesn't want you anymore. You have need to play in the Premier League if you want to back to West Ham maybe one day. So for me, the deal was I'm going to Portsmouth, and when West Ham go up, I'm back to West Ham. This is what was the deal with Harry Redknapp. But
Right.
after I don't know for what after 7 8 months he buy maybe 5 10 15 new player and we doesn't play anymore. So and after that I know it will be very difficult to back to West Ham. So I say I'm back to France. I don't want to play for another club. I'm back to France because for me my real intention was to back to West Ham, of course. But this is the real history of why I signed for Portsmouth. I doesn't want to go to Portsmouth. I doesn't want to go to Glasgow Rangers. I doesn't want to go to another club. I won't just say, but the chairman doesn't want me, Freddie Canute, Michael Carrick, Joe Cole. He wants to sell everybody.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Question from Mark. He says, "What do you remember about Trevor Sinclair's goal in the 4-0
Of
victory
course,
over Derby?"
the best, for me, the most beautiful goal in the world at this moment. And I don't know if you remember the goal because I have these memories in my head every time. The goal was unbelievable. And the atmosphere after the goal, I said nobody can beat West Ham after this game.
Mm.
Nobody. And
Yeah.
the goal is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. And the second part was, and didn't you score in that game too? Yes, he did. He did indeed. He's one and only goal for West Ham.
One and only. Hey, happy days.
Happy days, yes.
Let's see for another one. There we go. Presuming you loved playing at Upton Park, which we know you did, do you feel that our move to the London Stadium has been beneficial? So has it benefited West Ham moving? And do you think you would rather have played at London Stadium or at Upton Park?
It's good for the money. West Ham going to London Stadium, just that, but the atmosphere is not the same. I watch maybe 20 games in London Stadium. I love London Stadium, but it's not Upton Park. It's not the same
No.
atmosphere. It don't have history.
Yeah,
It's for me. It's just model stadium for keep more money. Just that.
yeah.
It's not Upton Park.
And to be fair, with the way that the seating was allocated and stuff to the season ticket holders, you've got little pockets of fans,
Mm.
long-term fans, I mean, in little areas around the stadium. So the atmosphere can't build because the people around them don't know about Upton Park,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
so that the atmosphere can't build. Having said that, during the European campaigns, I think the atmosphere at certain games was
Mm.
right up there with games like the playoff semi-final and stuff like that.
Mm.
You know, and obviously the last game at Upton Park against
Yeah.
Manchester United. Um, so I think that it's fair to say that it's capable of being a home stadium, but it's too everybody is too detached from everybody else.
Mm.
So it really takes time to build momentum in any atmosphere. Like songs will start over here and then you'll hear it over on the other side of the stadium.
Mm.
And it sounds like two people are singing,
Mm.
crazy. Good evening to Gary J, one of our patrons from the United States. How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Good evening to Ludders, Helen. Thank you for joining. Who else have we got in here? Any other questions is what I'm looking for, to be fair. Michael, Chelsea, CFC, Footy, M1 Moto GP. Oh, that's a long. We'll just call you Michael. I know you are actually. He says, "Big up, Budgie, Sebastien, Cieran. Massive offer for you guys. Really, I'm listening. Send it through. Send
I tell
it
you, I'll give
through."
Seb one question because it always it's one thing that always interests me when a player comes from Europe or South America. When you first came over, Seb, where did West Ham place you, or did you, as in living quarters, where you actually lived? Where did you end up?
When I came in England?
Yeah, when
Yeah,
you came to West Ham, yeah.
were you out in Essex or?
Yeah, me, I stay 1 year to Watham Abbey, to the hotel. 1 year in a hotel. It was so nice.
All right, lovely.
Watham Abbey, near to Loughton, we live in.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, London, yeah. All
So
right. Nice one. mate.
that's
Nice and
Russ's
green.
neck of the woods. That's Russ's neck of the woods, isn't it, Loughton? He lived up that way. I don't know if he still does. Damien would like to know if you watch Ligue 1 and is there any talent there that we should be looking at? No? Did you not hear me?
Who?
Oh, sorry. Do you watch the French Ligue 1 and is there anybody there that we should look at?
To be honest, the French League One is no, it's not so good. To sign Todibo, was a good signing because in France he was the best defender. But I watched many games these years. It was so good for West Ham these years. So for me, Todibo is the best player in France last year. So nobody can come to West Ham. Nobody at this moment deserves to play for West Ham.
Michael, the answer to that is a definite no. So, unfortunately, mate, he said Tony's already said no. Give you guys the opportunity to come and support Chelsea.
Yeah, that never happened, son. No,
Not
never
happening.
happened.
Speak to my brother. Good evening to Early Doors Football TV. Tony, thank you for joining, Budgie. Buddy? Budgie, it's because I'm reading the thing.
Tony?
What a kook in Sebon. Yeah, well, if you don't ask, you don't get, do you? And Seb and I have spoken once or twice before, I believe, on Young Jake's channel.
Yeah.
West Ham Unofficial. I believe we've spoken once or twice on there. So, yeah, I didn't feel embarrassed to reach out and ask, you know. But you know,
just another little one that's come in my head there, Budge. I'll say.
Go on.
You know, as I've grown up disliking Man United with a passion, probably because they were so successful, right?
Yeah.
But in France, how do people think about PSG with all the money that went into there? Do they resent that, or it doesn't bother them?
I don't understand.
Do you know PSG became a big money club, signing big players for big money, which is a little bit unfair on the rest of France football. But do people resent that, don't like that, or just not bothered?
No, nobody like that, to be honest. Nobody like that. No.
So nobody likes PSG then. That's fine.
Me I like PSG, to be honest. I like this team. When I saw Soler sign for West Ham, he doesn't play very well for PSG. He was every time on the bench, but I think he played well for West Ham this year.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been decent.
Yeah, he played 100%. He gives his heart on the pitch. So, for me, he's much better in West Ham than he was to PSG.
Okay. Yeah. No, you can see the potential there with Soler, can you? You can see it. He's a player.
Yeah.
Hopefully under Potter that we've got now, he'll shine even more.
Yeah. And hopefully Somerville will get more of an opportunity. I think there's a great player in Somerville.
The new manager start for the next game?
I believe so. Yeah, I think he's taking training tomorrow, from my understanding.
Yeah.
So everybody are happy. He's the new manager, no?
I think we're all happy that we have a new manager. I'm not so sure that everybody's so happy that it's Graham Potter. I think there's many names that would have been preferred by many different fans. But the fact is that Graham Potter is quite a steady person, and nothing really phases him too much. And I think that that's good, because we've had two quite animated managers of late. And I think, a calmer approach might just help settle the water in the changing room. I think there's a little bit of unrest in the changing room at the moment. And I'm hoping that Graham Potter can settle that down, because he is quite a calm person. So,
Me, I have a question for you. Now, I ask you a question. For you,
Go on.
who is the best manager for West Ham? For me, Michael Carrick, for me, was a good option for West Ham. But this is just my opinion.
I think, well, actually, I'm on record as saying on this show a few weeks back that it's inevitable that one day Michael Carrick will manage West Ham.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not get it done now and let him be the next John Lyall, Ron Greenwood, Harry Redknapp, Slaven Bilic. We love those managers, or most of us do. And I think that Michael Carrick it's inevitable that one day he will be in the dugout. I think it should have been sooner rather than later. So I agree with you, Seb. It should have been Michael Carrick.
Good.
What about you, Kieran?
I think I think the only reason Michael Carrick wasn't an option is because he's doing well with the team he's in. They're looking for promotion out of the Championship. We'd have to buy him out of there. I don't think, if he's got any integrity, which I believe he has, he probably wouldn't leave that club mid-season. And I think if we wanted Carrick, we'd have to wait to the end of the year and see how he's done, and then do it. Do I believe he's a future West Ham manager? Possibly. Very possibly. I think we went for the manager that was out of work, who's looking for a big challenge. I'm 50-50 with Potter. I think he may work, he may not. But I do believe he's turned down a few other big jobs that he could have had. He could have gone to Ajax, could have took Leicester. He could have probably easily have walked into the Everton job tomorrow. He's chosen West Ham, and that sort of bears well. But like anything else in this Premier League, it's a results-based business, unfortunately. It's all that matters to these club owners. And he has to perform for the rest of the season. I mean, he gets a bit of a free pass for the rest of the season, for 6 months, to try and put his stamp on it. Yeah. And then he has to perform. And would I like Carrick? Of course you would. I always thought Carrick is one of the most underrated players we ever produced. I thought at Tottenham, under the radar, he was amazing. When he went to Man United, I thought he was amazing without getting the headlines. And I just think he's a wonderful player. Now, hopefully, he's building up his managerial career, and he's doing well. So why not? Why wouldn't it be a West Ham manager in the future? It'd be great.
Great.
Yeah. It's probably been said before, says Gary. He really thinks it's amazing that players from our past take their time out of their lives.
Absolutely,
to
Gary.
Talk to us. Yeah. It's always nice. And Sebastien, you're always, kind enough to do so for people. And that's really good,
Thank you.
Poor Budgie, what's happened to me now then? I'm intrigued. What's happened? Gary says Pablo will always be one of us. I agree.
Absolutely, Gary.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Damien wants to know: did you play with Edouard Cisse?
Yeah.
He never gets mentioned, but he was decent.
Yeah, he doesn't play very well for us. He doesn't, and even if he's French like me, he came just not for the with the white mentality. To be honest, he was not to West Ham with. He doesn't play with his heart. This is my opinion, and he was not
Yeah.
very happy to sign for West Ham. So I doesn't like him.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Good
Uh,
question.
yeah.
Hang on. Let's find another question. Blimey. Well, they're just chatting to each other. There we go. Question from Howard. Did you watch the Conference League final?
Of course, I was the first fan of West Ham, and I think I said to us the white score. So I said we won for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, I was so happy. Everybody was happy.
Yeah. So you predicted 2-1.
Yeah,
Fantastic. And Gary says also, going back on our conversation about Bowen, because I'm so far behind with the chat you wouldn't believe. Well, 20 minutes or so. He said, not to mention Bowen has committed the rest of his career to us in today's footballing world. What else can we ask for? And that sort of just goes to highlight what we were saying, that we believe that he's got West Ham in his heart. Question from Howard. If we organise an old school Hammers trip to your restaurant, do we get group discount?
it's free for you.
Like, mate, your restaurant will be very, very busy that night, I'm sure.
I know, but for
I'm
every fan
sure.
of West Ham, it's free.
Oh, Seb, that's beautiful. You have to wear the colours though. You have to wear the colours to get a free meal. I'm putting that on it, because otherwise you'll have them queuing up, mate. You won't make any money. You'll just have a load of West Ham fans pouring through the door. Right. So apparently Potter's number 2 is the former Stoke manager that was sacked 11 days ago. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Seb, what's the French team that you follow most closely?
PSG.
PSG.
I
There
love
you go.
PSG. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Right. There we go. Right. So 2 up, 2 down. Good evening, you sir. He's saying that the official announcement will be about 8 o'clock, because 9 o'clock there's a press conference.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And training commences at 11, I believe, tomorrow. No, sorry, 10. I believe training commences at 10 o'clock in the week.
Yeah, all the official stuff will be done tomorrow. He'll be doing the press conference for this FA Cup game away to Villa Friday. He'll be doing the press conference, and he'll be in charge. He won't be sitting on the bench letting it, the West Ham coaching staff take over. He will be in the dugout. We see it with many managers, don't they? They sit in the stands for the first game, and he won't be doing that part. He's straight in. And it would be, I'll tell you what, if he could somehow get a win away to Villa in the FA Cup, that would cement him a lot of credit. It really would. But, because it'd be nothing better than going on an FA Cup run for his start as a manager.
Yeah. And if I remember rightly, while he was at Chelsea, one of the games that he did win quite convincingly was in the FA Cup. So, and I think I remember that because my brother and I spoke about it not too long ago when we were first linked with Potter. So I have a question here from Gatesy. He asks, if you could change one decision you made in your time at West Ham, what would it be and why? Thank you.
If I can change something, to stay to West Ham and to sign a new contract, this would be my big mistake to leave West Ham. Very big. But no, you know why? But if I can back 22 years ago, never I leave West Ham, even if I doesn't play. To stay and to play for West Ham was a big dream. And even at this moment, it was a big, massive mistake to leave West Ham.
Unfortunately, though, it was enforced upon you. It wasn't a choice you made.
It was not my choice.
No. So you know,
No.
as West Ham fans, we'll forgive you.
Sure.
You know, Seb, I met Robbie Slater here in Australia, and had a chat with him, and he said the same thing with Harry Redknapp, right? He was happy at West Ham, didn't want to move, and he said Harry Redknapp brought him into the boardroom or whatever, the office, and said, "Look, Southampton have made a bid for you, and we're taking it." And he said, "I didn't even want to leave." He said, "I wanted to stay at West Ham," and he did. He had to leave because they'd accepted the bid. Thought it was a shame.
Yeah. I mean, I going back to something you said a few minutes ago, Seb, which was even if you'd come back and you were basically sitting on the bench for the rest of your career, you would have been happy at West Ham.
Of course.
And that's not the first time someone said that to me in my presence, because I've spoken with Craig Forrest before, and he said exactly the same thing. He knew that he was coming to West Ham as the third choice goalkeeper behind Shaka Hislop and I can't even remember who it was now. But he was coming in. McCloskey. He knew that them two would have been in front of him, or it was one or the other anyway. I can't remember exactly, but he knew he was going to be third choice, and he signed anyway, willingly, happily. And he knew that his game time would be limited, but he did get game time. And you know, he said that he wouldn't change a minute of his time at West Ham, and he had wished it had been longer. You know, so you know that it's kind of quite a common theme that foreign players come and just literally get it straight away. You know.
Exactly. So I think when you sign for West Ham, you doesn't know what's happened, but when you have West Ham in your blood, so you doesn't want to leave the club. And it's for that 20 years after I spoke with you and speak with you, because when you sign for West Ham, it's not just for one day, it's for the rest of your life. I'm not sure everybody knows that. I spoke with Dimitri Payet 1 year ago, and when speaking, because he said there are just two French players who have hammers of the years, and we're speaking with a French TV about this, and we said exactly the same. We have West Ham in the blood now.
Yeah.
This is
When
very
we were
important.
talking about the icons, Seb, you and Canny, I forgot about Payet because I think he's the most amazing player I've ever seen in a West Ham shirt. And I've seen a lot over 60 odd years, you know, but I think he's the most amazing player I've ever seen.
He loves West Ham. I don't know if you know that. He loves West Ham, Dimitri Payet, more than everybody knows. He's not Paolo Di Canio, because Paolo Di Canio loves West Ham but Dimitri Payet loves West Ham. He said to me it was a mistake to leave West Ham, but it's a family choice. It's different.
He had you know, family things to think about, personal issues, and you know it's that for me. That's forgiven. You know, I mean, I was very upset about it at the time, and he refused to play and stuff like that. Well, this is the reports that we were getting anyway. You know? So it was quite a bitter feeling at first.
Not for me, but
you know, a couple of years go by and it's forgotten about. You know, and for me, I think Dimitri Payet has to be in my top 5 of players that have ever played for West Ham. You know, Damien's asking.
Watching him, was it the Euros after that year after he had done so well, West Ham? My God, for France, he was amazing, absolutely amazing. You know, wow.
Your camera's frozen, Kieran, by the way.
Has it?
Yeah. We just got a
It's
portrait.
still frozen. You can hear me.
Yeah. It's all right, mate. You can stay like that. It'll probably right itself in a minute. There you go. See, spoken
Well,
like
that's good.
a true wizard. Yeah. So Damien's asking, Seb, have you ever done any coaching?
Me, no,
No, never appealed
no,
to you.
no, nothing. Just
Okay.
watch West Ham every time. Just that.
Nah. So if West Ham approached you and asked you to become an ambassador for the club, that would be something you would
It would be a
consider.
dream. I spoke 2 weeks ago with someone for working for West Ham and on a lodge with to speaking with a French sponsor, with the French fund for the family of the. Me, to be honest, if West Ham called me for back and speaking about West Ham, of course I come every time, every day for sure.
Lovely. Like to hear that. Trodge, thank you for joining us, one of our moderators. He says, amazing debut season by yourself. He wanted to see more, as we all did. I think you'll find that 99.9% of the people that are in the chat now have either fond memories of you or know about how good you were at the very least. We do have a lot of young viewers apparently. Trodge then says the Olympic Stadium is too large. The speed of the sound means that you can't sing together. Absolutely
Exactly.
true. Richo is in the house. Good evening, Richo. He's an Everton fan, and he said that he wanted Potter at Everton. Shame about that, mate.
Bet he did. I bet he did. They got dice.
Yeah.
And he's rubbish.
Yeah. Flag sandwich. Okay. This is a brilliant interview. Thank you very much. Great questions and answers. What a brilliant player Steb was. Playing at the back with the very shy and handsome Thomas Rebka.
Yeah, you had him as well, yeah. You had Repka as well, didn't you, Seb?
Exactly, the best defender. He was so crazy, too crazy for the English
Yeah,
football.
brutal, wasn't he? He was brutal.
Very nice person. I love him.
Trodge is also asking, did you go and visit Thomas in prison? That's not a very good question to be asking. I should have read that before I put it on the
Is he in a
screen.
prison? No, yeah.
No, not now, but he did.
Not now.
He did do a little spell.
I'm not surprised.
James is asking what part of France you're from. It's Metz.
Yes.
And what is your favourite grape or wine? Does he like
I don't drink.
You don't?
No. But
Excellent. Anyway, kids, don't drink. It's not good for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Stick to the juice.
Actually,
stick to the Ribena.
Yeah, we've actually been very good tonight. We've actually not used profanity. We haven't sworn very much tonight. That's really good going for us. Oh no, I've just had that one. What's the wrong one? That one there. Do you have the West Ham crest tattooed on your arm, Seb?
Yes, I have the tattoo of West Ham just here. I don't know if you. No, it's just here. Sorry.
Yeah.
A bubble.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well done, Seb.
Well done,
Got the
Seb.
full sleeve as well, mate. Like it.
Yeah. There you go, Mark. What a quality answer to a great question. Oh look, old man AMG. This man's image on his profile is so ugly. It's not him. It's some comedy
Yeah, I'm not so
character.
sure. I think he might be worse.
Yeah. Tell said that he says, Damien says that he wants Andy Diouf, a left-footed player, box-to-box midfielder for Lens.
He's not good enough for West Ham. He
Well
doesn't play
done.
for West Ham for sure. He's
That's
not a
it.
bad
He's
player,
done. He
but
ain't
not for
coming.
West Ham.
There you go. So from the horse's mouth, get don't even bother.
Oh, yeah, look, so that we're not biased in any way, shape, or form. Michael Chelsea's asking, Seb, what are your thoughts on Strasbourg? Given the Chelsea connection, have you seen Andre Santos and Petrovic in action?
No, to be honest, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Michael. Couldn't answer that one, mate. Philip saying super Seb. Mark, he's just answered that. He doesn't drink, buddy. Michael thinks we should have got the Bournemouth manager instead of Potter.
There's a few managers we could have got, didn't get. Doesn't matter.
Look, at the end of the day, Michael, I don't think many of the West Ham fans would have chosen Graham Potter as their first choice to manage West Ham. But he's here now, and like we did with Lopetegui, we'll get behind him.
Exactly.
Until he doesn't give us reason to be behind him. At this moment in time, the man hasn't even stepped into the club fully. So let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can create with the players that we've got currently. And let's hope that they give him a couple of quid in this window to go and get a couple of players maybe that he thinks would suit the system. You know, let's hope that can all happen. I think he's probably identified a couple of players he would like already. Michael says that he thinks that Carrick is a future West Ham manager.
Sure.
Will be.
Seb, I just actually, Mark has just put, well, a little while ago, 20 minutes ago, that it's midnight almost where you are, and it's 11 o'clock here-ish. Let us know if you need to get away, mate.
If you need to go, Seb.
Yeah, if you need to go, if you're happy to stay, we're happy to chat to you all bloody night, buddy. Chrissy wants to know if you're still available for right wing back.
Yeah, of course. And play for free.
How's your fitness, Seb? Any good?
Sorry?
How's your fitness?
Yeah, it's good. It's not so bad. Maybe for play 10 minutes, I will be all right.
You'll be good.
The last 10 minutes.
Super
What are you now, Seb? Are you about 49, something like that?
49, yeah.
You're 49. Oh, mate, you're fitting. No worries.
Yeah. About the average age of our strikers, isn't it? Usually. Right. I don't know why Usual is talking about Millwall, but he's saying that Tanganga at Millwall is head and shoulders above the rest of their players. Maybe somebody we should be looking at. Yeah. David Moyes' Twisted Bollock. We have some crazy names in here, Seb. He says, I have Carrick on my list of potential managers, but I have I have a mate who, a Middlesbrough fan, said Carrick wouldn't benefit us. He believes he would take us backwards. Apparently, he doesn't know. But, yeah, you know, there is also that as well. Let's see if there's another. Can we put up the exact address of Sebastian's restaurant?
You want the address?
Mate, if you want to put it up there, we'll put it up there, you know. I don't even know. Whereabouts is it? I mean, what's the street name?
It's Avenue du Rock and Roll. But Avenue du Rock. I give you a text message after.
All right, yeah, okay. So, guys, watch out for the next show, because we'll In fact, I'll see if we can get a link on it later on, so so that you can find out.
Seb, is it open all year round?
Yeah,
Are you covered in snow yet, or what's going on?
it's open every time.
Yeah, and listen, Luxembourg isn't much bigger than Stratford, so you're bound to find it.
Yeah,
It's quite a small place.
yeah, exactly.
It's actually the smallest country in the world, I believe.
I think.
Right, so Michael's now. I'm going back to the football quickly. Breath of fresh air and a confidence tonic for the players against Villa with the new manager bound. Hopefully, Michael, we're all hoping for that.
That's what we're hoping, mate.
Yeah,
Might just
to be fair, West Ham do tend to do that. Historically, play well for the new manager.
I think the way we've been for this season, right? It's not just the players that need a lift. It's us. It's the fan base, because we've all been sort of, lethargic now, going into every game, not expecting much, and not much has been delivered. So I do believe that we all need a lift, and I think a change of manager, as unfortunate as it is for Lopetegui, is what was needed. And now, hopefully, everyone gets a lift. Everyone gets a bit more hope for the rest of the season, because it was going into oblivion. We were just marching towards a nothing season, and hopefully this gives us a bit of a bounce, players and supporters.
Yeah, agreed. Michael says he can't understand why they let Seb go. It was for pound notes, mate. That's why.
Yeah,
And it was
Just
a decision. It was a decision that was out of Seb's hands, and as is explained earlier, he didn't want to go.
May I want to say thank you very much for to ask me to come and speaking with you, because for me I'm very proud to speaking with you. You know that I love West Ham. I love you, so you can call me when you want. I give you my address, my restaurant address, so you come, and hope to see you soon. And we hope we win. When is the game? Is Saturday or Sunday to Villa?
We've got a game on Friday.
Tomorrow?
No.
Friday?
Friday. It's the Aston Villa FA Cup game.
Okay.
And then we play on Tuesday, I believe.
Okay. So I'm sure we win. So I want to say thank you. I want to say goodbye to everybody. So you can call me when you want. I love you
Seb.
very, very, very much.
It was great to have you, Seb, mate. Absolute pleasure to talk to you and meet you, man.
Me too.
Well
thank you very much. See you
and
soon.
pass our regards on to the family as well, please, bud.
Okay, thank you. You too. Have a nice night again.
Thanks for
soon.
joining us, Seb.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Speak again soon. Bye, mate. Do you want me to kick you out? No, he's gone. All right. Well, that was lovely. Thank you
He
very
done
much.
well. Over an hour for that boy. I mean, he done well, especially his time of night. That's a great effort.
Yeah. And
all right, let's start slagging off Potter
now. So sorry, guys. We got as many questions as we could. But unfortunately, the other ones are going to be null and void now. So let's go. Everybody's saying much love and great and goodbye to him. And hi, Steve. Thank you. What an interview chat that was. Thank you very much, Bill. So we've had Sebastien Heller. What's the matter with me? Sebastien Schemmel on, and hopefully that won't be the last time we get to chat with him.
Lovely guy, eh? Lovely guy.
He is a nice guy, and what I liked about him is that he's just a normal person. There's no sort of airs and graces or anything about him. Just typical guy. Love it. Brilliant.
As most footballers are. Most of them are just down to earth guys who play football.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Do you think Potter will be better than Loppy asked Daz. We're all hoping he is, mate.
Yes.
I
Daz, I do think it'll be better. Whether it's what we want is another matter, and whether he takes us forward is another question. Obviously, the deal was going to be 2.5 years. I just hope that he can take us forward, but I don't think there's many that couldn't be much worse than what Lopetegui offered. So, but Potter's been there, mate. Potter's, he had that Swedish team, didn't he? Took them from the 4th division to the top division and got them into Europa. He has something about him if he can do that. If he can do well, he done reasonably well at Swansea and he done reasonably well at Brighton. Chelsea didn't work, but that's fine because a lot of managers go to clubs that don't work. I'm just hoping he can. And he's not going to be my first choice. That doesn't mean he can't be good for us. It could be the right fit. It could actually be perfect for us. We don't know. We don't know. I didn't want Moyes to put, when we took him on the first full time, but that COVID season, I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was really good, Moyes. And I'm saying I didn't want him. And I'm going, wow, he's proved me wrong here. He was really, really good. But it played out its course, and he sort of, last 2 seasons in the Premier League, we were dreadful. But it didn't mean he didn't deserve credit for doing that season and nicking that trophy. But it run its course. And I'm hoping Potter might, he's been out of work for 18 months. He might have a new lease of life, mate, and really be into it. And who knows, good.
I mean, he's been out of work, but he hasn't been out of touch.
No.
He would definitely have been honing his skills and stuff while he's at home or while he's wherever he is.
Only time will tell, Budge, would it? If it's a good appointment or not, like Lopetegui.
I said before, and I'll say it again. I think Potter will be better than Lopetegui, but I still don't believe he's a Premier League quality manager. I think he struggles with the pressures of the league. He done a fair job at Brighton, but I think the system there helped him with that.
But I think he can do a job.
I'm hoping he proves me wrong.
Potter can do a job for us. Now, it depends what your expectations are, right? With Brighton, he made them a top 10 team. That's Brighton. You remember a few years ago, Brighton were nobodies, fucking nothings. Yeah. But he sort of solidified their position. Now, people are going to put that down for the infrastructure of Brighton. Doesn't matter who you got in charge. Right. But he did it. At the end of the day, he did it. So I'm hoping that, it works with West Ham. But we'll see, mate. I'm not going to knock him. I'm just going to give him all the support I can. And I don't believe this season's that important now. I think it's about maybe steadying the ship, getting us to a point where we get to 12th or 10th or whatever. And that will do. Next year, then we can really judge him, because then he's got, another window under his belt, and we'll see what he does.
Helen's got a good point here. She says, what if Potter loses the first couple of games? Will the fans turn on him or give him time?
I've already thought about that, Helen, to be fair, right? And it might well do. Nearly every new manager comes in trying to change things around. You go through more hurt than, and pain than you do success to begin with. Most managers start like that. So I think we have to be patient as fans.
And I think sort of generally you'll find that a good percentage of us fans will go, right, okay, well, look, he's here for at least until the end of the season. That's the minimum that we've got him for. So we've got to give him our support until then. And the fact is if he does a good enough job, he'll be in it next season, and therefore we will then have to get behind him again. But I don't think we should have a set time scale other than the rest of this season.
Well,
I think that's what we've got to judge him on. Bearing in mind that he's been out of work for 18.
No, most managers are going to suffer the first few games. I see one thing I watched earlier on, Gazer. 5 out of his first 6 games are going to be London derbies. That weird. And the geezer said, on the 3rd of February, West Ham are at Chelsea. And wouldn't that be a date to mark in your calendar, like they're saying?
Yeah.
You know, for him to go, yeah, I want to get this team ready for them fuckers because I'm going to do them.
Yeah.
What more motivation do you need for Potter for West Ham to go to Chelsea and do it?
Yeah, 4-0 or something. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll take a 1-0 geezer.
Flag Sandwich says, one of your best shows, lads. Absolutely wonderful evening for us staunch Hammers fans. Come on, you guys. Thanks, Flag.
Cheers,
Thank you
Mr.
very
Sandwich.
much. Yeah. Phil says, arrange a date and all pile into Luxembourg and to the
Yeah,
Upton Park
that
restaurant.
pocket.
Yeah, mate. All I would suggest is if you're going to go there in groups, don't go in any more than groups of sort of 4. You know, yourself, your mate, and your partners or something. Because it wouldn't be fair on Seb to turn up with 20
run right,
30.
mate. Just run right, he'd be delighted.
One night, do it all in one night, yeah, but we'd have to book the restaurant, I would imagine. The whole restaurant. How many tables do you want? All of them, Seb. Budgie and Cieran, how are you both personally feeling about the hierarchy?
I'm glad you asked, Randy. I'm glad you asked. Because hierarchy are a fucking disgrace. How they've treated that man this week is absolutely disgrace. Now, I know, right, geezer, I know, right, now, and we can all accept this. Managers are sharks swimming in a pool, right? They're all fucking waiting for a bit of blood, and they're on it. And Lopetegui was the same about when Moyes was, it was all touted about Moyes going out the door. He was circling. I mean, he done his thing. Now we got Potter doing it to Lopetegui, right? There's a lot of that. But the last couple of days, to make him go in and do a training session and all the bullshit that's been reported, man, we handled it badly with no class. No, it was fucking terrible on him. And I just think, well, this is our hierarchy. They're fucking shit.
Yeah.
But it is the nature of the business as well.
Yeah.
It's
and
what happens. Every manager's looking for the next manager to fail so they can fucking jump in. It is what it is.
I suspect that what they've been doing, and I'm with you the whole way of everything that you just said there, Cieran. But I think what they might have been, I'm assuming that what they might have been doing is trying to make it look like it's business as usual on the surface, and then all of this is going on in the background. But then they've got someone leaking it to the media, etc., that it's all going on in the background. So all of this business as usual shit just looks completely ridiculous, and it's got up the back of most of us, you know, diehard fans, because we're saying, all right, we want Lopetegui gone, but don't treat the man like a fucking leper.
Yeah, you know? Bad. Do you know the worst thing I saw when I think Gio and Gonzo pointed it out?
Yeah,
was you know, that photograph of Stein and Potter talking in that fucking a fucking hotel in Waltham, Walthamstow, or not Waltham Forest, whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
In the fucking lobby, mate, where they're there in the open to be photographed. Oh, come on, man! Well, you got a manager in place, and you're talking to another manager. That should be behind closed doors. I don't give a fuck where you have that secret meeting. It should not be photographed by anyone. No one should know about it.
And
but no, West Ham, no, fuck that. We're just meeting in a hotel lobby and there's some rank. Could have been a fucking waiter who took that fucking photo. I don't know. But come on. Really.
Steve says, do we agree that, or do we think that when Bowen is fit, he should be on the right, Somerville on the left, and Kudus through the middle? I've said that all season, Steve. So yeah,
I don't know.
I do. I agree.
I'm not convinced, as in being a centre forward, Kudus. I'm not convinced. But I want to see what Potter thinks. If he thinks it works, I'll take it and we'll see.
Not a centre forward. You would have like Fulkrug in front of Kudus. You have him as a 10.
Well, that's different then. Then you're talking Bowen, Fulkrug, and Somerville, and then him as a number 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, Geezer, after watching this season as it played out so far, I don't know what the fuck works because that fucker, Lopetegui, it's just a mess. So I need to see some structure and some idea, and I'm hoping Potter brings that to see where the best positions for players. I believe that on the right is the best position for Kudus, right? But we have the issue of Bowen being there. So but now he's injured. Kudos will be to me on the right until Bowen comes back.
Yeah,
We'll
definitely. Do you think we'll beat Villa? I don't, but I'm hoping we do.
It's hard to know whether Villa will take it that seriously because they're involved in Champions League and everything else. Whether they put out a second string team or not, there'll still be a good side and it's still away at Villa. So it'd be a tough one, man. I mean, God, Potter could give that whole squad a lift. And he might, you know what I mean? If we believe the toxicity was in that dressing room before, with Lopetegui falling out with so many players, if it gives them a lift, you never know what could turn up on the night. And we could turn them over. And it would be the best thing for Potter. The start of his West Ham career would be to win away at Villa in the FA Cup and keep us in the FA Cup more importantly. More importantly, we could go on an FA Cup run, Gazer. Honestly, he will win the hearts of West Ham supporters if he could do that. And I know he knows that. He knows that that's important. It's important to West Ham fans and it's important to the club. Now, whether we can actually prevail is another thing. But I do believe he's going to try and fucking win it. I do believe he won't take that lightly.
Let me ask you a question, Kieran.
Yeah,
if you could speak to Graham Potter before he walks into the changing room for the first time and give him one piece of advice, what would that be?
Don't give the FA Cup everything you've got. Whatever. I know you've only got a day to fucking sort it, Geezer, but it's important to West Ham fans, that FA Cup. It's important. If we go out of this FA Cup Friday night, that's the season in mediocrity for the rest of the season. Even if he does well, we might break into the top 10. That's doing well, right? So, but if you can keep the FA Cup alive, mate, believe you me, the fans will rally around you. They will fucking think, shit, we have got the Messiah. I know, even if it's only for that one game, we've got the boy that's done a job. I think that's what I, in the short term, that's what I do. In the long term, there's lots of things I could tell him. I could tell him, just give the youth a chance. I could say, play with a more exciting style, whatever. None of that matters. He has to work it out. But that one game that he's walking into, it's important to West Ham fans. FA Cup's important to us, especially as older fans. It means a lot. And I know it's a tough gig, mate. Away at Villa, who one of the, probably the 4 best teams in the fucking country at the moment. It's a tough gig. But if you could nick that fucking result, Geezer, I take it goes straight to penalties, Geezer, these days, is it? You never know. We could do that.
Yeah, I think it does, actually.
Well, when he's on the training field tomorrow, get people taking penalties.
I think it's extra time's been cut out now, hasn't it? Yeah. Michael wants to know, do we believe that West Ham can turn their season around? Just hope Jellyfish Potter doesn't drop Fulkrug. Guys start saying in interviews, you ain't got a striker like he did at Chelsea. Well, the thing is, he's got a completely different squad here to what he had at Chelsea. At Chelsea, he had I believe he had a ragtag bunch of players. He didn't have a team. These guys have been playing together for quite some time, and at least 6 months now, and so they kind of know each other a little bit better than the Chelsea boys did that all flooded in when Potter was there.
I just I don't want to judge him on the Chelsea game or Chelsea tenure. I just don't want to judge him on that.
No.
Did he do great? Even himself admitted that it was, he made a mistake by going there. He thought he was a bit too big for him at the time, right? So I'm not going to judge him on that.
I
What,
think,
Michael?
though,
What did turning that season around look like? This is the question we all have to ask ourselves. What does that mean? Turning that season around? To me, it means finishing in the top 10. That's it. I don't expect any more than that because I said at the beginning of the season, under this new manager, we'll be lucky to finish between 12 and 15. That's where I put us at the beginning of the season before he kicked the ball.
Yeah.
What's turning that season around? Turning it is getting into the top 10, not necessarily Europe, and maybe a cup run. That's the best he can do for the rest of this season.
Yeah.
Can he do that? I don't know. But even if he finished 12th, is that turning the season round? Does 10th make any difference to 12th or 9th to 12th? It doesn't really.
I think
But more positive football.
Yeah,
More positive.
I think it will. The mere fact that we have a new manager, doesn't matter who it is going to give the squad a lift.
We hope.
We hope, yeah, because there were some players falling out with Lopetegui for various reasons.
Exactly.
So
right.
a new broom sweeps clean, doesn't it? So
yeah, and you know, Budge, all them bad performances weren't just down to Lopetegui. It was a lot of players involved in that too that didn't quite perform as they should have done. So but we've got to stop. The first thing he has to work out is how to stop conceding goals, because it's apparent that we're just conceding too fucking many on a regular basis. So we have to. That has to change, and he knows that, right? And that doesn't mean you've got to put 11 men behind the ball. It's just got to work out that defence, man, and fucking stop it.
Warren Godson, an Aussie here who's just stumbled upon your channel. Well, Cieran is in Brisbane. Whereabouts in Australia are you? Welcome to the channel.
Welcome, Warren.
And we are here every Wednesday evening at 8 a.m. your time, isn't it, Cieran?
It's 8 a.m. in the morning, my time, yeah. Well, it is in Queensland. Might be different, depends where he is, Warren.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In Brisbane, it's 8 a.m. that we start. So, we haven't actually done our usual little bits yet either.
No, I got some updates for you as well, Geezer, on that fucking account, I tell you.
Have you? Oh, good. Bear with me. In 8 months, we've gone from the Mazoya to the lopsided one, and now a measly Potter. How time flies.
Oh, no, Jamesy. It's, it's different, mate.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, mate.
Just felt Lopetegui bought the mood. Yeah. Lopetegui brought the mood levels down at the club. It looked as though he couldn't motivate himself.
Yeah.
In fairness, he had a lot of family things going on.
Yeah, a lot of shit going on as well, Michael. Yeah.
And
that's a shame.
It's unfortunate.
I sort of disagree how we treated him the last few days. It was not good, man. It's not a good optic, is it? What we did with him. I just thought we should have fucking sacked him, regardless whether Potter had signed on the dotted line or not. Sack him.
Yeah.
You were going to sack him. You'd made the mind up to sack him. Just put the boy out of his misery and not let him go for the last couple of days. That's what should have happened for me.
Yeah.
And then if Potter doesn't fucking sign, oh, well, you better go to plan B, boy. But you should have just, because Lopetegui was never, ever an option. We decided to sack him to do it and then go through the negotiations with Potter. But Potter's in now, and that's that.
Let's hope Potter gets on with Tadibo, otherwise you might cop an unfortunate one.
I know.
Trust you, Steve. We can always rely on you.
No more nothing in the fucking dressing room. For fuck's sake.
We will see Potter's ideas by Fulham to see what he has set up and approach will be like, and then the players can be assessed. Okay. Warren welcomes this flag sandwich, and a couple of others have already said it as well. Right, Budgie and Cieran, says Colin. I actually know that Mark Noble had players coming to him for wanting to have more communication with Loppy, but he had one of his coaching staff who spoke fluent English communicating. Well, yeah, see, a breakdown in communications one way or another, isn't it?
It's done now, isn't it? It's done.
Do you think we're getting to Europe this season? No, I
No.
don't think we will.
No, I don't.
I don't think we will. And I don't think
Well,
we're ready to at the moment. You
if
know,
we fucking do, they'll be giving Potter a fucking another 2 years on his contract if they fucking do that. But I think it's unlikely. But
It's
even
not
though, I'm like I say, it's not impossible because I
Yeah.
think, we're almost guaranteed a 5th spot in the Champions League. So you could be talking 8th spot for a European place, right? So, if all things work out. So is it impossible? No, it's a possibility. But you'd have to hit the ground running. I would say that.
Yeah. It's mathematically possible, but theoretically, it's a tough ask. A very, very
I think
tough ask.
let's put it this way: it'd be a stupid thing to expect. If it happened, it'd be wonderful. But it'd be a silly thing to expect from him walking in now with the way we are.
What's your opinion on Monaco looking at to loan Alvarez? In my opinion, they can have him as he's been pony this season. Yeah, but we have to see how he performs under Potter, don't we?
Exactly. Yeah. I'd rather let Potter make that decision and see whether he can get the best out of him. I'm not knocking any players at the moment because under a new manager, they all might perform differently and better or worse, whatever. So I'd rather see what he gets out of it. It can make a big difference, just that manager or that coach, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah. Randy's saying that if we get a run going, which will be Fulham onwards, we get positive results, there is a chance for Europe.
There is a chance, guys. There's an outside chance, but it could happen. But like I said, he'd have to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And really kick on.
Now
could that happen? Well, that's a chance.
Yeah, that's a really good point there from Gary. He says, think Potter was the victim of the shit show that was Chelsea at that time. Even Pochettino couldn't do much with them.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it too.
Sullivan and Brady need to go. Yes, they do, Daz. If you live in Brisbane, avoid the one in the tribes at all costs.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. The one in the tribes. At all costs.
I think you might have misspelled a word there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tribey?
That's fucking beyond me.
He means avoid the one in the trilby. That's what he means.
Oh, that's what he's like. That's bad, as usual. Well interpreted, Budge. You done well there.
Yeah. Michael would have loved to have had Nolan and Piercy back as coaches. That's not beyond the realms of possibility still. Just not as assistant head coach. Book it up, Budgie Cieran. Get flights sorted up from Park. Here we come. First game back in Europe.
Right.
If we get any games anywhere near the south of Germany, northern part of France, anywhere near that Luxembourg area, mate, I'm gonna go. But I may just go there anyway at some point. Trilby, yeah.
He's bad like usual. Rubbish.
Yeah. How far do we think Potter can take us this season? Top 10. I think he can take us top 10 if he proves me wrong and that he is the Premier League manager, coach.
I think the more the poignant question is there. Can he get the underperforming players better? And I think that's a win. If he can get more out of Paqueta and more out of Kudos, Soler again, he's sort of showing bits, and I think it's that. I think that's what we need to see, and more out of our defence and stop conceding fucking shed loads of goals. That's a win. You got to look. We've got to take small steps here. I think we're disastrous at the moment under Lopetegui. We were disastrous. So he has to take small steps and one step at a time.
Yeah, I just want to address
My
this
God, has he
comment
got a
here.
massive opportunity against Villa? He's got a massive opportunity to really cement a lot of support.
Yeah, definitely.
And he might be too soon. I know that. But if he could turn a result out of that game, fuck me.
Oh gosh, yeah, he'll get concrete support from all of us straight away. I would have thought. Colin says from what he knows.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Potter's got 2.5-year contract, but there are clauses. And
yeah, I've heard, Colin, I've heard 2 reports on that. One, there is absolutely no clauses unless we get relegated. I reckon that probably be the only fucking clause in it. You got 2.5 years unless we get relegated. And I think that's all it is. I've heard other people say, "Oh, there's certain no." From what I've heard, right, and I've watched a lot of things in the last 8 years, as we all have.
yeah.
But I don't think there is. Apart from being relegated, I don't think there's any real clauses. He's here for 2.5 years.
I think
and
you're right. I think relegation is the obvious clause, but I think there are certain targets he has to hit, whether it be, but like they're easy, reachable, achievable targets for West Ham in the current state that we're in.
Yeah,
that's my understanding of it. And
I don't think Europe's that target. Yeah. I don't think he's been given. You must get Europe. I don't think that's ever going to be.
No. I'm basically mirroring or repeating what Gonzo said earlier. He stated that, and that's very feasible. And it was kind of X that had, given him that information. So, that's very plausible that they're easy, reachable targets, concede less goals, etc. That kind of thing. They're easy, reachable targets, you show us some improvement by the end of the season, the other 2 years are yours. If not, you got to go. That's basically what I believe. That's what
I can guarantee you, Geezer, without sacking him, he's here for 2.5 years. I'm almost guaranteed. Right? Now, whether you like that or not, it's up to you. But I think he's here for I say short term, but long term. In my fucking age, or our age goes up, he's here for a long term, 2.5 years, mate. So I'm hoping it clicks and it works.
Yeah.
I think his expectations for the rest of this season are minimal. They're minimal.
So Michael's saying, love for us to have a good cup run. Just the easy game against Villa to get past.
I'll tell you what, Michael, it's such a shame that he's fucking Villa away, isn't it? It would have been nice for Potter to come into a nice, reasonable FA Cup game to get through to the next round. That would have been perfect for him. But this is a tough ask, man.
It is, but we've had some success up at Villa, at Villa Park anyway in cup games in the past. Maybe we can do that again. Maybe.
Not in my time going there, guys. I don't think I ever fucking saw a win there.
But Ian agrees with you, Kieran, that the board have got no class whatsoever. It's sometimes embarrassing to support West Ham. They are a stain on our great club. They have managed to make us feel sorry for one of our worst managers.
Absolutely, Ian. And they have. And like I say, when I say, and I see this on Geo, I think he made a good point. We're classless in that boardroom. Absolutely class. We're not classless as a club and as a supporter base. We're not. But that fucking idiot up there, that midget, he's fucking classless, mate, because he don't give a fuck, right? I thought we could have handled things so much better, and we couldn't even manage that. It was embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I'd like to say what he's been through with, losing his father a few weeks ago. Jesus Christ. Can you just sack the geezer? Don't put him through the mill for a few days. Just sack him and just let it play out. You were going to sack him. You already made your mind up to sack him. Don't hang him out to go and do training sessions when you know you're sacking him.
Yeah, but if you sack him, all these coaches go with him, and there's nobody to take the training sessions.
Oh, but just bring the fucking Keane in and all the youth boys that fucking train. I'm sure they can get over it for a fucking training session. I'm sure they could.
Of course they could.
You know, throw Noble out there. He can fucking run the training session.
Yeah.
I mean, look, players can run training sessions on their own, guys. I've done it myself. You know, when the coach is missing and whatever, you can do it on your own. It wasn't a big deal. Just save the geezer the embarrassment and the indignity of doing it.
I agree, 100%. Randy's saying he thinks that this ownership has nowhere to hide. Sullivan messed up, and now Brady has pushed for her choice.
It looks like it, David, doesn't it?
Yeah, could you imagine both picks failing because of their incompetence? Yes, very easy to imagine.
Do you know what I mean? When you think we brought in this big director of football who's supposed to be the bee's knees, well, we're somewhat doubting that now. And yet, that last manager apparently is Sullivan's pick, Lopetegui. And now she's got on board, and this is more Brady's. She's pushing for Potter because Potter used to fucking play football with her husband. Right, you go, hang on, she's friends on that. Have you?
That's right. I've just unplugged something. I've got me.
So it's a bit weird that the director of football is not picking a manager, but Brady and Sullivan are. You go, fucking hell, what the fuck's going on? But that's West Ham.
Helen, good point here. Her concern is that where are the goals going to come from? With
a massive concern, Helen, and you're right to have it.
Yeah.
You're right to have it. Where are they coming from?
Yes, we do get goals from Thomas Stochek. Yes, we do get goals from Kudus, but they're not regularly enough.
Not enough.
They're nowhere near enough. And Soler can bang a goal. And let's hope that Fulkrug starts hitting the ground running.
Well, that's what we're hoping, isn't it?
If he's played well, if he's played right, I should say, then and the deliveries come to him, then he's a goal scorer. We know that. He done very well in the Euros.
If you want to hang on to little things, Gazer, Potter had Andy Murray, right? Wasn't it? Andy Murray up front for him, the big donkey fucking centre forward, but he scored goals for him.
Not Andy Murray.
Not Andy Murray. You're right. That's a tennis player.
Neil Mowbray.
Glenn
Murray. Yeah, Glenn Murray.
Right. No, he scored goal. He was good for him. So I'm hoping that Fulkrug fills that spot, and you never know, Gazer. He might get the best out of Fulkrug, who's against City, he looked all right. He didn't look too bad. What he's got to do, though, and he knows this, he's got to stop the conceding of goals first before he worries about scoring others.
Yeah. Bowen was running on a treadmill. Don't think he'll be out as long as first thought, surely. Well, Mark, my understanding is he fractured his foot. So that is at least an 8-week layout for a fractured foot.
One would think.
At least.
Like I say, regardless of that, he's coming in knowing that he's out for at least a month anyway. He's got another month of Bowen not being there. So he has to deal with it. And hopefully he's back sooner, but we'll see.
Yeah. Dad says, Dad says we got some top players. We certainly have.
We do, Dad. We do.
Yeah. No, that's an answer to that previously. Yeah, that's another quote from the film, isn't it? Pick the wrong week to give up amphibian. And then he comes out with his hair everywhere and he goes, I'll pick the wrong week to give up sniffing glue. Fucking hilarious. Right. So Michael says, I believe, he would say top 10, but I believe 12th to 15th is where West Ham will finish. Got to hope Ipswich or Leicester don't get any kind of runk together. I'm not really confident that Ipswich or Leicester can. Nah.
Maybe there's every chance Leicester get deducted points as well, don't they? what I've been reading. So I'm not worried about relegation. That ain't the issue. The issue is can Potter make us better, solidify the defence, and get us up the table a bit, whatever that means. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right, come on in. Give us your local news, then, mate. We know.
Oh, mate, it's fucking because we've been off for a few weeks, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
You were fucking hungover last week. You couldn't do it, wanker. But
What do you expect? It was New Year's Day, you tosser.
I know, but that doesn't bother me, geezer. I'm a professional. Simple.
Fucking hammers.
Plus, I got no friends, so I couldn't go out. So now,
shit.
oh mate, we've had two serious shark attack, both fatal, fatal. Over a fucking week and a half. We had one up in Rockhampton, right, Keppel Island, which I've been to myself. I know where it is. The geezer was spearfishing, right? He was under the water snorkeling with his spearfishing, and a fucking shark done him in the neck. Fucking ripped his neck out, right? Whoa. So they got him back, and all his family were there, and that poor fucker. But they couldn't stop the bleeding, and he bled out, and he's dead.
Oh.
Right, and then a geezer down in South Australia, he's out there surfing. Usual for old surfers out there, mate. I always say, don't go surfing in South Australia. There's great whites out there. Well, they saw him from the beach, him getting attacked by a shark, and bang, gone, mate. They found his surfboard, right, with a bite out of it. His leg rope snapped, and never found it. I ain't got an update on it, but 3 days after that, they were still looking for his body. Never found it. Never found it.
That's been eaten, isn't it? You know.
Well, we don't know, guys. He might have just drowned and fell to the bottom floor, but they can't find him. They went looking for him with helicopters and fucking jet skis and that, trying to find him around the area. They haven't found him. Wherever they found him since, I probably doubt it. But yeah, the poor boy's gone, mate. Two fatal attacks in a week or so. Because we normally only get about 2 fatals a year, and it all happened within a week and a half. You know, it was So massive.
You don't want any more this year, then?
Right?
Yeah. You don't want any more this year, then?
Well, who knows, mate? You never know. Could get lucky again next week.
Yeah, and you never know. It might be a croc next week.
It's got a croc could be good. Get a nice croc attack next week. Be a nice update. But yeah, we might have had that all our years worth of one hit of the updates.
Colin says that he would be happy with 10 to 12 for the rest of the season. Would seriously like a good cup run and seriously go for it. Maybe next season under par. That's a good shout, Colin. That's a good shout.
Colin.
That's about as positive as I think we should be.
I mean,
you know, be happy with 10 to 12.
In the last, I believe for me, that since the 10th game where I said I can't deal with this geezer, it's nonsense. We can't see what we're doing. We're a mess, right? I've not enjoyed West Ham for the last 10 games. So what we might get with this is an uplift. Hopefully enjoy the games a bit more. And wherever we finish in the league, I don't think it's going to matter unless we go on a big run and try and hit that 8th spot and get Europe. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen, I think. But still, if we can actually look forward to a game to watch, I weren't looking forward to this Villa game tomorrow, but I am now.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking. Yeah. Come on,
I am too. And I'm also looking forward to the club's release of the behind the scenes at the training ground. I'm also looking forward to that. Randy says, to back you up, Cieran, Steinberger said that there are no clauses for 2.5 years.
Yeah, I don't think there is, guys. I don't think there is, mate. Look, we were the beggars here. Potter had holding all the aces. We wanted probably, Sullivan, fuck me, can you just stay to the end of the season and see how it goes, right? Which is smart, because that's what I would like to do. Yeah. I would go, fuck, let's try before you buy situation. But Potter's gone, no, fuck that. If you want me, it's 2.5 years, geezer. And that's where we're at. I think he stuck to his guns, and I think that's why it took probably a day or so longer than it should have done. And he went, no, if you want me, it's 2.5 years. And that's what we got.
Daz wants to know what time it is where you are. It's almost 9 o'clock. No,
where?
10 o'clock, almost 10
10
o'clock.
o'clock. At 3 minutes to 10, Dave. At 3 minutes to 10 at this moment. In the morning, in the AM.
It's been emotional. Randy, you're wrong. Cieran, I think one of the targets to finish 12th or higher if possible.
It could be that, Colin. It could be that. I just don't believe that's going to change his tenure at West Ham. Where he finished 14th or 12th or 10th, he's still going to be our manager next year or for the next 2 years, unless we sack him. And then he gets another fucking 5-6 million in his bag. Like we probably just had to give Lopetegui about 3 million or so, 4 million.
Yeah. Yes, I believe the gap between us and Ipswich and Leicester is 7 points. Yes, I believe you're right.
Yeah, I ain't got a problem with Leicester. I think they're shit. I think Leicester are going down. Southampton to me are already gone. I think Leicester will follow them. And there's only one place up for grabs of getting relegated. And that's between, at the moment, us, Man United, Wolves, Palace.
Gary says we can't even call Steidten shit until Sullivan lets him do his job. I suppose you're right there, mate. Right. Helen has just seen Lopetegui's farewell message to the fans, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sad the way he has been treated. Agreed.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have a look for that. Feel free to pop a link to it in the chat if you want to, Helen. We'll allow that, sweetheart. So that other people can click on it.
I think there's got to be a couple of bombshell fucking things coming back from Lopetegui, though.
Yeah.
I think we're going to hear a few stories that might not won't put West Ham in a good light. I've no doubt about that.
Yeah. Colin's never liked the way Sullivan conducts business. Let's take, going back. Yep, that's exactly right.
I think it's most big businessmen. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Jayesh, good evening or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, sir. Looking forward to Friday now.
I am now, Jayesh. I mean, I am. I weren't. But I am now. That little bit of hope's built up in me. Thinking, Jesus, come on, son. Potter's not going to fucking turn this team into a world-class team overnight. But that bit of in the dressing room, it just might lift the players, mate. It might just get them up. It might just get them up for it.
I'm sure it would, mate. I'm sure it would. And the fact that he's English speaking as his first language is going to be a lot less stress on the training field, etc. And also, I think the board will enjoy it a little bit more, having an English speaking as their first language.
Gary, I fucking hope you're right, Gazer. I'll tell you, I'd rather do the Conference League than the Europa League, mate. We've got half a chance in it. I love it. But Potter's going to have to pull his socks up, son. He's going to have to perform.
I think West Ham could do. West Ham could do what Sevilla did in winning it multiple times. Well, I know they did that with the Europa League. But I think we could do that with the Conference.
I'll be very happy to get into it, but you need to go on a bit of a run.
I mean, look, could you just imagine what? Well, in fact, it can be said about us now that we are the most successful club in the Europa League.
Conference League.
Conference League. Sorry, yeah, we are. I mean, unbeaten. How many games? Oh, mate, it was
Well,
just
yeah, most successful in the. Yeah, but would I take it? Yeah, fuck it. But
yeah,
like I said, what you've got to look at though is the teams that are in front of us that you've got to get in front
yeah.
to say come eighth. I think eighth might do it. All right. Look at the teams in front of us. There's a few there that we're gonna have to do well to get in front of them.
Yeah.
I think Forest are going to win the league.
Howard saying, "Can I do some sexy editing and graphics for Crockwatch?" Okay, it's a little bit,
You like it.
it's a little bit late, but how about this?
I should have told you that before. I told all these people getting murdered by bloody sharks.
I should have done. I should have thought about it. I didn't. Apparently, according to Randy, Balague has said that West Ham have only been in Europe once in 11 years on the BBC in an interview. Yet we've been in Europe for 3 seasons prior to this one. What a melt that Balague is. Yeah, I agree with that, mate.
He's a fucking idiot, then.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, our third trip to Europe, as it were, was as a result of us winning one of the competitions. So Balague is a proper melt. Gary says, have faith in the boys, Cieran.
I do, Gary. I do have faith in it. I just need to see evidence with Potter. You know what I mean, I want to see what he can do. I think there's a few players we got in there that are not, and it could be we could blame Lopetegui for it, but I think that Kudos, I don't believe he's given his all anywhere near it. I don't think Paqueta's given his all anywhere near it. I need them to rise again.
Yeah,
let's hope they do. Yeah. Superb. They're both superb players, right? Top notch. But I watched, and we haven't discussed these games because all these games have been on since we've not been on, Geezer.
Yeah.
But I watched when we got done 5-0 against Liverpool, 5 whatever. I watched Kudos going forward. He was good, really good. He wanted to be on the highlight reel. I saw his tracking back. It was fucking disgusting. I could put 2 goals down to Kudos in that game because he would not track back the first goal and the Arnold goal. And he was walking and he was standing. So I know he's not putting the effort in. I'm hoping Potter gets that effort out of him again.
Yeah.
And it could change because these are top quality players, guys. I think that Soler could end up being a top quality player.
Yeah.
I think our defence isn't terrible on paper, but it is in game time. So let's sort that out. I do have faith in them. But I want to have faith in Potter. I just want to see evidence that he can do that. Make it better.
And in answer to the comment on the screen there, Mark R, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Hey, all, he says, no manager confirmed yet who's coaching for the Villa game. Right, well, from what we understand, now this isn't 100% certain, but this has come via X.
It's going to be Potter.
Graham Potter has signed the paperwork. He's done all the photo shoots at the London Stadium. Our belief is that it will be announced at 8 a.m, followed at 9 a.m. by his first pre-game press conference.
Bugs, do you know the preview manager question time? Yeah. It was cancelled yesterday. Apparently, Potter's doing it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
your time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
9 a.m.
he's doing the interview, right? So not just he's going to be signed up, whatever. He's going to be holding a press conference, and he'll be taking the team for a training session after that.
Yeah, but
And
what
then
I'm saying is
he's
on the
going-
official website, on the official website, and all of the official media outlets, the news will probably go out, what we believe, at around about 8 o'clock in the morning, so that the press conference is already then geared up for Graham Potter to walk in, already announced as the club next coach.
Yeah. I mean, that's the go, so
That's our belief. So watch Sky Sports News 8 or from 7 a.m. if you're up early enough. Now I know that quote. It's from a film, but I don't know what film it is.
You knock him out of the park. Yeah, where's that come?
I could be Lock, Stock, Top Gun. Right. Okay. Well, let's not worry about films. People are laughing now. Look. Right. Hang on. Why is everybody talking? Right. Usual saying 66, Kieran. What about the final in 23? What are your memories?
You can fuck right off. I tell you that now. 66 on 5, for fuck's sake.
Andy Hulse, another name I haven't seen already this evening. Good evening to you, sir. As long as Potter don't start crying or get punched in the head in the dressing room, we'll be okay. Come on, you.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right, Andy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's the type of guy to pick fights with players somehow. So.
What is all that?
The wind coming in the way. I don't know where it came.
Blimey. Michael's asking, is mid-table a successful season to West Ham? Given the signings you guys have made, I've got to say no. It's not. No, mid-table isn't successful by any stretch of the imagination, but it's what we suspected was achievable.
It's a terrible.
We suspected it was achievable with the complete upheaval that we've just experienced.
It's a terrible season, whatever metric you make, right? It's a terrible season. But when someone asked before, what is your view of success? Well, the success now is Potter's term for the last part of the season. What's success for him? And I think if you could end up at 10th or 8th, that's success. That's it now. The season is been a write-off, really.
Yeah.
I don't think relegation comes into the equation. But if Potter lost his first 5 fucking games, then you might think differently.
Yeah.
But I don't think it.
Also, to be fair, going by, back to the point where he's given the signings that we've made. The thing is, yes, we've been credited with having probably the best window of the summer transfer window. But, some of those players have lacked the abilities that we thought they had, So, I mean, mid-table is kind of what we expected, bearing in mind with all the upheaval that we've had in the summer.
I did.
Yeah.
I picked at the beginning of the season. I thought we'd finish about 12. I think we've been worse than that up till now. But
Jayesh says that he thinks that Potter can get a tune out of our boys. I believe he can.
I think he can. But like I say, we wait and see. But I'm hoping he will. I think the lift of a new manager and Potter will give the guys a bit more belief. I do believe that. I think we were treading water there, man, badly. Really badly.
Mark saying, yes, thanks, guys. Just curious. Potter digging right in. Good to see by the look of the thumbs up. So, yes, mate. I mean, the thing is, Kieran said this right at the beginning of the show, that he's happy to see that. And I agreed with everything that he said. He's happy to see it because it shows that he's determined to make a change straight away, whether it be baby steps, you know, by not saying I want to be in the stands for the first couple of games or whatever. He's showing that he wants to get stuck in. He wants to make, make some small changes to improve our gameplay. That's what that tells me. Still talking about films. Will be an interesting game at Stamford Bridge in February. It certainly will. It certainly will.
That's the one I'm looking forward to, Mark. I'll tell you what. 3rd of February, right? Away to Chelsea. Even that, if I can go there and shove it up them, right? Oh man, that would be nice. That would be for him, especially for him personally. We'll see how he goes up till then, whether that's achievable or not.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got fond memories of like West Ham, Chelsea up at the London Stadium a couple of years back when I got the photograph with me and Stu Slater and Frank McAvenny all on the same day. We beat them 3-2. It was a great day. Really enjoyed
I'll tell you what, though, guys. I remember one really important game. I was in a chicken run, right, against Chelsea, and that fucker, Kerry Dixon, fucked us. I mean, he scored 1 or 2 and beat us. And it was really important. I can't remember if we were going for the league fucking title or what. You know, that year we finished 3rd or 4th.
Third.
Fuck us. That Kerry Dixon, fucker. He was a good, mate. I liked him. But I hated him that day, that's for sure.
Who do you think will win the title this season?
Liverpool.
Looking like Liverpool at the moment. They're the strongest candidates.
But
they've been consistently good all season.
They have a wobble. If they have a wobble, Dad, it's all on, mate.
It looks like City have started finding a little vein of form as well. So anything's possible, mate. But it's looking like Liverpool at the moment.
Yeah. No,
and
it's hard to play against them.
Fair play to Arne Slot. Walked in the door of a very, very difficult club to manage.
Pretty good to watch too.
Yeah. And to be fair, the style of football hasn't really changed an awful lot from Klopp's era. And I think he's a very similar kind of manager. He's got a similar approach. Right, I'll skip past that and that. Transition period under Poch, and you shit out it completely. Europe that season, anything is achievable. We are massive.
We are.
Right. Yeah, Maresca's having a wobble. Are you getting worried?
Yeah, he's definitely wobbling. They look good there for a while, Chelsea, but they're definitely having a wobble.
What a question! What a question! Will Moyes now go to Everton?
Helen, could very well happen, mate. They want to get rid of Dyche, no doubt. And one thing Everton can't do this year, right, is get relegated. They've gone into their new stadium's done. It's built. It's ready. We're just going through the last motions of it. It's done. They cannot afford to be relegated. And if they think Dyche could get them relegated, they've got to get rid of him. Now, obviously, they would have liked Potter. But is Moyes the answer? Maybe. But I don't think Moyes and Dyche they're very similar. So I'm not sure if that's going to help them. But I think they might survive because, yet again, the 3 worst team. Unless, which is my hope, that Ipswich get better and better. And they picked up a few points lately, Ipswich. I hope Ipswich can't climb out of it. So then it puts all the teams like us at the moment, West Ham, Man United, Crystal Palace, Everton, in jeopardy. Yeah. If because I believe Leicester and fucking Southampton are going to go. Right?
But to be fair, right? I mean, I know you're saying that Everton fans don't like Dyche. We didn't like David Moyes, okay? Particularly, and certainly none of us really like the football under Lopetegui. So here's the question for you: if Harry Redknapp was in the offing to replace Lopetegui, would you take him? Would you take him back?
No.
Would there be any West Ham manager, previous manager, that you would take back?
No, I'm not a believer of going backwards because I think we've done that with Moyes.
Yeah,
I don't agree. I never agree with that going back. I think you should go forward and look for more.
I'd take Gianfranco Zola back because I think he was never given the chance to show.
No, I'd take Gianfranco back on the coaching staff, something like that. But I wouldn't take him back as manager. As much as I love the boy, he's one of my favourite all-time players, Gianfranco Zola, and as a person, gorgeous man. But no, you've got to look forward. If Everton believe Dyche can keep them up, and that's all they care about, he's going to stay. If they think they're that close to relegation zone now, that they're getting scared. They're getting scared. So now they're looking for someone else. Now that could be a good or bad thing, mate. Because at the end of the day, Dyche and Everton normally survive. They normally survive the bullshit. Are they going to trust that? Who knows, mate? They normally survive. Everton. Every fucking year they should be relegated. They never are. So we'll see. They're taking a big risk now to bring someone else in.
Yeah. It's a good question. Robin Irons, thank you for joining us, mate. And if he says he's just tuned in, rewatch the beginning of the show when we finish, mate, because you missed a really good chat with us and Sebastien Schemmel. So, but thank you for joining, mate. Will Potter go for youth in the side? Recall Potts, for example. And JWP, our corners and kicks have been shite. That's a really good point. JWP, I can see him coming back because Potter would like him. He's the sort of player that would fit the Potter system. I know he would.
He might. He might. I'm not sure if he got the option to recall him, but I don't know. Yeah. Emerson took a good free kick, though, Gazer.
Yeah.
Even though I think his form dropped off the fucking cliff as well. He's another one that he needs to fucking shake up a bit.
Spurs beat Liverpool tonight, first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, 1-0.
Oh, thanks for that, Paul. I was going to fucking watch that after this, but now can't be fucking asked.
It's my fault for putting it up, really, I suppose.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have seen it. Colin's saying he's hearing about Mourinho going to Everton. First I've heard of it, Colin.
Good luck with that one, sir. Good luck with that. But I think that if they get desperate, remember, they can't afford to be relegated. The cost of that stadium and everything else, mate, they've got to stay up.
Yeah, yeah. Who's our bottom three to go down? I think it's going to be Leicester, Ipswich, and another.
Southampton?
Maybe, yeah, Southampton, yeah.
Southampton are already gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course they are. Yeah. They're fucking shite.
Now, if whether Ipswich can stay up or not, this is my point. I like Luton last year, had a nice rally in time and they couldn't manage it. I think Ipswich are doing the same. I just don't think they'll get there in the end. But see, when we talk about managers that I'd like to come in, Kieran McKenna at Ipswich is the guy I would pick. I love the way Ipswich play football without any stars, without any superstars. They got Liam Delap up front, he's doing well.
Yeah,
but they haven't got. But they play good football, man. They play better football than we do. You know, they really do. I just don't think they're going to get enough points to stay up.
Yeah. They just haven't got the players to sustain the level of that beautiful football.
No, it's a shame because I really like that manager and I like the way they try to play.
On the subject,
if Palace went down and they stayed up, that'd be great.
Yeah. On the subject though of Southampton going down, rumour has it that we may be having the return of the Maxwell Cornet may be. They're talking about ending his loan spell.
Oh, I bet Potter's rubbing his fucking hands with that one.
Well, it's another option on the left wing, isn't it?
It's another option selling burgers out the front of the fucking stadium. That's what it fucking is. Jesus.
Howard says, can you imagine the Spuds winning something? Never hear the fucking end of it. Ah, you're absolutely
You're
right,
right,
mate.
mate. But that's a hell of a result with with the injuries they've got against fucking Liverpool, mate. That's a hell of a result. Wow. But it's only half time, isn't it?
Yeah, true. That's very true. Well, we've been going for 2 hours and 20 odd minutes, so
Yeah,
I
we
think we
done the
better
job. Well.
say our goodbyes. Daz thinks that Ipswich will stay up.
I hope so, Des. I fucking hope so. I really do.
Yeah. Luton are in banging
Yeah.
trouble in the Championship,
They've
apparently.
gone. They're struggling to do anything now.
Are they?
Anything.
Well, fair play to them for getting their season up in the Premier League. That's all I can say. Fair play to them for having it. I remember back in the time when, Luton were a League One team, or First Division team, I should say, not League One. First Division team, before the days of the Premier League and that.
The end of the day, they're shit. So is Luton. That's another shit. Fuck 'em.
Brilliant. But there are, at this moment in time, there are 393 of you wonderful people watching. 394, as I say that. Please, if you've liked the stream and, you enjoyed the chat with Seb and me and Kieran waffling on afterwards, please hit the thumbs up, the like button. Really appreciate it.
And if you don't like it, fuck yous.
Well, you can always hit the thumbs down if you don't like it.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, fuck you.
But also, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, it's absolutely free to subscribe and hit the notification bell because there's loads of content on this channel. And Russ and Anton, two regular funny guys too. So please, hit that subscribe button. Thank you everybody for coming in. It's been a pleasure to have Seb in with us. Mark says, old school hammers rock. Come on, like and subscribe. Thanks, Mark. Night, gents. Much love, chat. Thank you, Howard.
Good to see you again, bro.
Brendan says, super show tonight. Thank you, Sebastien. Was a great guest.
Yeah.
Thanks, chat, as well, Nighthall. He was fantastic. Brilliant guy. Guessing, right, that's not a goodbye. Kieran and Budgie, thanks for a great Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Thank you, usual.
Yeah,
you guys always,
dodgy fucker.
but you guys always help to make the night what it is. It's not just me and Kieran and tonight, obviously, with Seb.
Yeah, it does.
You guys always help.
Make it
more
interesting.
Love you all. Good night. Thank you, Mark. Great show, legends. Come on, you irons, and no strip teases. No, mate.
I'm just thinking about taking shit off.
You're a great gentleman. Thank you, Colin. Very nice of you to say. Thanks for the show, boys. Thanks for your patronage, Gary. Always grateful for that as well, mate. All the way from the US of A. And all the others, all the rest around the world, all you American subscribers and stuff. It's great to have you all in. Got nicked at Luton, smashing up an Asian cinema.
What the fuck are you doing, Robin?
Robbie. That doesn't quite give you legendary status. I think, icon might be just about, But
interesting evening,
though. Cheers, chaps. Great show as always. Thank you, Ian. JS says, good night, boys. Great show as always. Thank you, Josh. Nice to see you, buddy. Randy, thank you. And great stream, guys, from Michael and the chat.
Michael.
You too, Michael. Nice to see you in the chat, as always. And we will call it a night there. Thank you so much, guys, for everybody joining in. And I will play the outro. Thanks, guys.
You play whatever you fucking like, guys. Love you all. Nighty night.
Come on, you are.
When you